Story title: The Last Candle, a life lesson about kindness that never fades. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and whispering pines, there lived a humble candlemaker named Elias. His shop sat quietly at the end of the cobblestone street, filled with the warm scent of wax and lavender. Every evening, the faint flicker of candlelight poured through his window, like a gentle heartbeat in the night. Elias was known not for his wealth, but for his kindness. He made candles not only to earn his bread, but also to bring light to those who needed it most. When storms came and darkness swept through the village, his shop became a haven. A light shared, he often said, is never a light lost. Among his regular visitors was a young boy named Theo, who would stop by every evening after school. Theo was fascinated by the way Elias shaped molten wax into delicate forms, the way he poured care and patience into every flicker of flame. "Why do you work so hard for something that melts away?" Theo asked one evening, watching Elias craft a candle shaped like a blooming rose. Elias smiled, his wrinkled hands steady. "Because, my boy, even a candle that burns for a short while can make a long night bearable. What melts away is never wasted, it becomes part of the light." Theo didn't fully understand, but he nodded politely and continued to watch in silence. As years passed, the world beyond the little village grew colder and harsher. Factories began producing candles by the thousands, cheap, perfect, and scentless. People no longer came to Elias's shop as often. Still, every morning he lit one candle at the front window, whispering softly, "May my light reach someone who needs it today." One particularly harsh winter, a storm hit the village. The wind howled, snow covered every path, and darkness fell sooner than usual. The electricity lines broke, and even the wealthiest homes were swallowed by shadow. Theo, now a young man, hurried through the storm toward the candlemaker's shop, his scarf whipping behind him. The whole village had turned dark except for one faint glow at the end of the street. When he pushed open the old wooden door, he found Elias sitting by the window, a single candle burning before him. The rest of the shop was nearly empty, just shelves of half-finished candles, dusted with wax flakes like snow. "Elias!" Theo exclaimed. "Everyone's homes are dark. The children are scared. We need light." The old man looked up, his eyes reflecting the small flame before him. "Take them," he said, pointing to a box of candles stacked neatly near the counter. "They're yours to share." Theo loaded the candles into his arms, hurrying to every house in the village. One by one, he placed a candle on each doorstep, lighting it before moving on. Soon the streets glowed softly, the snow catching reflections of gold and orange. The darkness retreated, not fully, but enough to remind people that warmth still existed. When Theo returned to the shop, he found Elias slumped in his chair, the single candle before him now a mere stub of wax. Its flame danced weakly, almost ready to fade. Theo rushed forward. "Elias, you should rest. You've done enough." The old man's lips curved into a faint smile. "A candle's purpose, Theo, is to give light until the end. I'm happy I had one last candle to share." Theo's eyes filled with tears. "But this was your last one." Elias reached out, gently patting the young man's hand. "Then make more," he whispered, "and never stop lighting them for others." That night, Elias's light finally went out, but his lesson, his warmth, remained. Years later, the candle shop no longer sold candles for profit. Theo had turned it into a small community place called the House of Light, where people could come to make candles for anyone in need, children who had lost their homes, widows who feared the dark, and travelers who needed comfort for the road ahead. Every year, on the anniversary of Elias's passing, the villagers gathered to light candles together. They told stories of the kind old man who never let darkness win, who taught them that giving light away never makes your own flame smaller. On the door of the shop hung a small wooden sign carved by Theo himself. "Even the smallest flame can guide a lost soul home." And every time the wind howled through the valley, it carried the faint scent of wax and lavender. Elias is an eternal reminder that kindness, once given, never truly melts away. Moral of the story: true kindness is like a candle. It may burn quietly, but its light can travel beyond sight, touching hearts long after it's gone.